morning, OHS. I'm Nikki.
Here with Nathaniel.
And we're here on this terribly cold winter day, but at least we got a late start, so that's always something that's nice. We're going to get started with our announcements. Today is Thursday, January 11th. Grades 3 through 6th Girls Dance Clinic is today. Also, JV and varsity girls and boys basketball is home with Ainsworth tonight at 4:30. And the junior high boys basketball at Ainsworth at 6 p.m. and the bus will leave at 4:15.
And tomorrow we have the registration deadline for the February ACT and Frolics dance from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m.
And coordination will be at 9, I believe. Saturday there's robotics at Kearney at 7:15 a.m. The band will leave at 5. There's also the Pierce speech invite at 8 a.m. The bus leaves, I think, at 6 is when we're leaving. The West Holt wrestling invite at 9:30. Bus will leave at 6:45. And JV and varsity girls and boys basketball at Creighton at 2 p.m. The bus will leave at 12:20.
And other announcements, Frolics is this Friday from 9 to 12 for grades 9 through 12. Admission will be $5 per person. Doors will open at 8:30 and close at 9:30. Coordination will be at 9:15, so please plan accordingly. Breathalyzers will be used. Remember, this is semi-formal, so no denim is allowed. Please tell your dates and sign up out-of-school dates by Friday at 3:30 at the office.
Anyone who has any extra grocery bags, the backpack program could use some again. Please bring them to Ms. Mann. Also,
and other announcements, there's a soup supper tonight during the basketball games versus Ainsworth. Please come support the post-prom and enjoy some chicken noodle or chili soup and your choice of bar.
And speaking of food, we're also going to add reading the menus for today. So today, for our lunch menu, there is spaghetti with meat sauce and garlic breadstick, or you can have a crispy or spicy chicken sandwich, and the sides are peas. And there's also gelatin dessert, so that looks pretty good. All right, we're going to pan it over to our weather. It is currently 5 degrees. It feels like negative 17. Wind is at 22 miles per hour with gusts as high as 29. And humidity is at 78%?
Yep, 78%. This afternoon, more of the same. We expect 10 degrees, winds 19 miles per hour from the northwest, gusting all the way up to 35, and humidity at 72%.
Yep, so yeah, this evening and overnight it's just going to get a whole lot colder. So it'll be a nice day to stay inside, maybe drink some hot cocoa, sit by the fire, read a nice book, or watch a movie. We're going to pan it over to Trevor with the sports.
Welcome back to another Daily Sports announcements. I'm just Trevor today. No Andrew. Don't know where he's at. So I'll be reading both your local and national sports news. In local sports news, there are JV varsity girls boys basketball home with Ainsworth at 4:30. The JV boys will be at the elementary and the JV girls will be here at the high school. Junior high boys basketball at Ainsworth at 6 p.m. The bus will leave at 4:15. Tomorrow, Friday, there's no sports. Saturday, there's the West Holt wrestling invite at 9:30 a.m. The bands will leave at 6:45 a.m. JV varsity girls boys basketball at Creighton at 2 p.m. and the bus will leave at 12:20. That is all we have for your local sports. We will go look at national sports. Just recently announced the NFL reduced its presence in London by 1 game in 2018 from 4 to 3. The league announced Thursday morning. For the first time, however, the entire schedule will be played in consecutive weeks as the league continues to build out its operational structure in the United Kingdom. The schedule also features 3 teams that hadn't yet played in the International Series: the Seattle Seahawks, Philadelphia Eagles, and Tennessee Titans. By the end of the 2018 season, the only teams not to have played a game in London will be the Houston Texans, Green Bay Packers, and Carolina Panthers. The series will begin in Week 6 with the Seahawks-Oakland Raiders game at the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, built with cooperation and input by the NFL In the following 2 weeks, the Eagles will play the Jacksonville Jaguars, and the Titans will play the Los Angeles Chargers, both at Wembley Stadium. The order of those games will be announced closer to the season. The Raiders, Jaguars, and Chargers agreed to give up a home game to play in London. The Raiders and Chargers are awaiting construction of new stadiums, while the Jaguars have a long-term agreement to play in London to combat low local revenues in Jacksonville. That is all we have for your sports today. We will be right back with Real News, Fake News.
State Farm agent Susan Wakefield is here to help protect all the moving parts of your life. With auto, home, life, and financial services, Susan Wakefield and her team make it simple to bring together what matters to you.
Torpin's Rodeo Market is located in the heart of O'Neill and has everything your family needs to stay full and happy. Torpin's always keeps their shelves stocked with fresh produce and also offers goods from local producers. Their weekly bankroll drawing offers a chance to win cash every time you shop. And every spring they give back to the community by giving away multiple senior scholarships. Torpin's Rodeo Market, the friendliest store in town and your only home-owned food store.
Welcome to another edition of Real News, Fake News. Today we have Chris and Shelby. Alright, here are the rules. We're going to read you 3 news headlines. 2 of them are fake and 1 of them are real. And you guys are going against each other and you have to guess which one is the real headline. And best set of 3 wins.
I'm gonna beat you. Yeah.
So we'll just go right into the first set. A Miami man that ran out onto an airport runway told police he did so because he couldn't read. So that's number 1. Number 2. Several people have been infected with E. coli at a Dallas Chuck E. Cheese. And number 3, an Idaho man went up into his attic for the first time in 3 years and found over 40 squirrels.
So I have to tell you which one's fake?
Which one's
Real.
Which one's
2
real?
of those are fake, 1 of those are...
I feel like the squirrel one is the real one. That's what I think. What do you think, Chris?
Thoughts, Chris?
I think it's real.
The squirrel one?
The squirrel one.
Squirrels.
Both going to squirrels.
Alright. Well, according to FoxNews.com, a 41-year-old Florida man who allegedly ran onto a runway at Miami International Airport told police he had done so because he didn't know how to read.
That's
So,
dumb.
no points there as we go into the second set.
Alright, first headline. A mailman in Kansas had to be hospitalized after being attacked by half a dozen aggressive turkeys. Number 2. A flight from Chicago to Hong Kong has been diverted to Alaska after a passenger allegedly smeared feces in the plane's lavatories. And number 3. Trump has announced he will be traveling to North Korea next month to meet with the dictator for the first time since the 1990s.
Oh. Oh no. What was the first one again?
The first one was a mailman in Kansas had to be hospitalized after being attacked by half a dozen aggressive turkeys.
I think it's the airplane one is true.
The airplane? Okay.
Yeah. What do you think, Chris?
I'm gonna go with the second one.
That's the same one.
Don't even remember which one it was.
That was the plane one.
Yeah, it's the airplane as well. Alright,
Chris, you gotta go.
according to
Stop copying.
SkyNews.com, a flight from Chicago to Hong Kong has been diverted to Alaska after a passenger allegedly smeared feces in 2 of the plane's lavatories.
That's disgusting. That's so gross.
Alright, so we're tied going to the third set. Ivanka Trump is taking heat after tweeting a picture of a new dress in her clothing line that many find to be too revealing. Number 2, it is currently so cold in Florida, it is literally raining iguanas. And number 3, Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon, was recently named the Employee of the Month for December.
I think it's the Ivanka Trump one, the dress one, the first one.
The Amazon one.
The Amazon one? Alright, well, according to CNN.com, because of the cold temperatures sweeping the nation,
God.
iguanas are dropping out of trees like overripe mangoes, littering the ground in an apparent state of rigor mortis.
That's really
well,
sad.
one detail though, they're probably not dead. They're just in some like frozen state. But
And so then they just lay on the ground?
yeah, they just fall. You should look up some pictures. They're just
Oh, that's
frozen
so weird.
iguanas. Yeah. It's kind of hilarious. So we'll have to go into a tiebreaker set here. So we're tied 1-1.
Alright, so the first headline. A shoplifter in North Dakota was stopped by a snowdrift, according to police. Number 2. A study released by the University of California, Berkeley revealed that Americans flush enough toilets to fill Lake Ontario every year. And number 3. Tennessee has become the most recent state to legalize marijuana.
I think it's the toilets one. I could believe that.
I'm gonna go with the first one.
Alright, the shoplifter in North Dakota is for Chris, and Shelby has the second one, which is the Lake Ontario because of toilets.
Could be for all the marbles.
According to FoxNews.com, police say 22-year-old
No.
Dustin Johnson filled up a cart with about $4,000 in products at a Hobby Lobby store in Minot on Wednesday. After the cart got stuck in the snow in the parking lot and tipped over, Johnson allegedly ran off. Police say that along with the merchandise, Johnson left behind his wallet, which contained identification with his address.
Oh, that stinks.
So it looks like Chris is today's winner. Won by 1 point in the tiebreaker.
That's awful.
Well, that's been this week's edition of Real News Fake News. Tune in next week.